Okay, so what's the ultimate revenge against these people? And, you might think that, yeah, it's no contact. Just cut them off and be done and move on with your life. And that's the ultimate revenge because they don't have access to you. They can't manipulate you. They can't destroy your life. They can't cause chaos and all the things that these people do. But, in my opinion and from my experience, no contact isn't enough. It has to be next level no contact. And what do I mean by that? What does that look like? So, if you choose to go no contact from the NARS and you leave that relationship where, say you realize what's going on, you wake up and you figure out, yeah, this person has been actively trying to destroy my life for my whole life, for many years, who knows how long. And you're just livid, you're so pissed, and you're like, I'm done with them, I'm cutting them off, that's it, I'm moving on. And you leave that connection and that relationship with that person, and you leave angry and mad, and you feel wronged, and what happened to you was unjust, and you carry that into your no contact with them, and all you can think about is all the wrong they've done to you and how it's affected you and how mad you are. And if that's the case and you go into no contact in that way, the narcissist wins because they still have an emotional connection to you, and that emotion that they're connected to you is anger and resentment and hatred. And those are the emotions that they thrive on. So they have an emotional cord connected to you, and it's causing you in turn to hate them, and you're living in that hate. And so the no contact, it's almost like a prison because you're so angry and you're so mad, and even though you're maybe not seeing them or physically interacting with them or speaking to them, they're still winning because now your world is nothing but hate and resentment for them and what they've done to you. And so the ultimate revenge against these people is next level no contact. That is no contact where you put the work in. You put the work in to build yourself back up from what they've destroyed. Because if you're anything like me, the narcissist has been actively destroying my life since the day I was born. It's been 40 years of dealing with this person, coming at me, doing all they can do to keep me in this compromised state where I can never become who I want to be and do what I want to do. And I have experience. So I've gone no contact once for a year, and now I'm currently in no contact. And the first time I went no contact, I did it out of sheer desperation to save myself because I was in such a low of the relationship I was in, the position I was in, drinking constantly, being completely out of it, just really dangerous, bad place to be in. I got a suggestion from a buddy, cut the people off that are just irritating you in your life. And the narc was my narc mom. And yeah, she was just constantly calling me, irritating me. She was not supportive at all. So I decided to cut her off. I didn't know anything about narcissism. I didn't equate our relationship to her being a narcissist. I didn't know anything about that. So I stepped into no contact unknowing of, yes, there's an individual actively trying to destroy your life and has been destroying your life for your whole life. I had no idea. I solely went into no contact to look within. And that year of no contact for me was the biggest growth year I've ever experienced. And I equate that to the mindset. And the mindset being, I'm not looking outward to blame anyone. I'm not angry at anyone. I'm not putting the blame on anyone. I'm actively looking inward at myself. And I was coming from a place of blaming myself for many years, of being just like a shitbag, like a bad person, and affecting people negatively. And that was really what the narcissist was always kind of implying and saying, was like, people don't like you because this, and you're making everyone mad, and you do all these things that upset people. And so I was always blaming myself. So I wasn't necessarily going into my no contact like hating myself, but I was going into the no contact looking at myself. I had made the decision to stop drinking alcohol, stop smoking weed, really stop running from all the emotional baggage that I had for so many years. And it was an introspective experience. And I said in a previous video of looking within and really just forgiving myself and practicing forgiveness as being the kind of the big one of the first of a few crucial steps. Actually, the very first step was being aware of the decisions I was making, the conscious decision making. That was the very first step. That was ultimately the empowerment stage for me, was choosing to empower myself by being aware of my decisions, making the decision to go no contact. Once that began, that's when the forgiveness and introspection occurred. And so, no contact from this abuser and this tormentor in your life can be an incredibly positive experience that you can get actual breathing room from, because the narcissist is always coming at you. They don't let you get your head above water. Right when you try to get up, they just push your head down and you're constantly grasping for air. There's no opportunity to seek growth and to grow. So the ultimate revenge is to choose to empower yourself by making a decision that is of your own. No one is influencing you. This is your own decision. You make it yourself. You choose the terms that you want, what is best suitable for you. And you choose to enter no contact and put some work in while you're in no contact. Put the work in. I mean, now's your time, because you don't know how long that time will last. It could be brief, like mine was only a year, or it could be it could be the rest of your life. You might not have to see this person ever again. But if you're just going to be angry and mad and stew and be resentful, they're winning. Even though you're not seeing them and you don't have to deal with them anymore, but they have implanted the negative hate within you, and that is governing and dictating your behavior. And so the way to reverse that and to change that is, we want to transform all that hate and negativity that they put in you, and we want to turn it into love. And forgiveness is the key. It's looking within, facing your problems, and then forgiving yourself for whatever you're blaming yourself for, and then begin to love yourself. And then from that space and that time and feeling of love for yourself, that's when you start building. And that's when you start attracting, and like, you have this open, like your eyes are open to new information and new experiences and new things, and new people come your way. That's when I was able to, forgive myself, start loving myself rather than hating myself, because I hated myself for years and years and years. And, I had quit the drugs. I wasn't all, spaced out and escaping everything. And I was finally just like seeing clearly. And it was like my whole vibe elevated, and new people started to come into my life, and new ideas and new feelings of the concept of, investment in myself. I never thought about that as like, hey, you're here, it's your life, and what's the best commitment of time? It's like investing in yourself, because if you're not of sound body, mind, and spirit, life is going to be miserable for you. And so I had that realization, was like, shit, man, like all my energy has been going outward. I've been investing in things that really don't matter. Like, you should see how many beer bottles I had stacked up, like hundreds and hundreds of beer bottles. Like, I had an investment in beer bottles. Like, I'd stopped doing that, got rid of all that crap, and started investing in myself, building myself up, like eating better and like getting a good night's sleep, and taking the time to just focus on what I needed and what I felt was right for me, rather than just giving it away to everyone constantly. That's all I did for so many, like my entire adult life was just people pleasing. That's all I wanted to do. And So, because, ultimately, like, who cares about the narc? At the end of the day, like, we just kick him to the curb and, like, we're moving down the track because we're like a freight train freaking going. Once this thing gets moving, the narcs can't catch up. Like, they're done. You leave them behind, chuck them off the train. We are going. And that's if we can make it count and make it work. Because, yeah, I mean, who doesn't want revenge on someone who's wronged you for so many years? But at the end of the day, the biggest part of that revenge is just letting them go. And it's it's not love, it's not hate, it's not anything. It's just neutral. Like, I'm just letting them go, and they're gone, and I'm on a completely different path that doesn't involve them, because I'm making my own decisions now, and I'm fully empowered, and this is the way it's going to be. And the reality is the narcs will never change. They've made their mind up. That's just, they make decisions every single day, just like you can make a decision every single day. And I don't ever think those people will change, man. I don't think they have the capacity within themselves to understand what they do and relate it to being so detrimental. So it is the ultimate revenge, just to let them go and then look within, forget throwing that energy outward, and begin building. And this is your time to build, and you deserve it. You deserve the opportunity to invest back in yourself and build up what they have destroyed in your life. And so, I was fortunate and I was lucky to have the experience to not be emotionally attached when I went through my year of no contact with the narcs. And that was a huge growth year for me, like I said. And ultimately, I did let them back in my life because I didn't know. I didn't know what even narcissism was. I didn't know about what narcissistic abuse in a family was. I didn't understand all the roles, the enabler, the golden child, the scapegoat, the narcissists themselves. I didn't know anything about that. I mean, this whole thing it's like one of the biggest problems society is facing, and it's just swept under the rug. It's like society fully enables the narcissist to just, it's like there's a factory stamping these fuckers out, and it's just like they're off in the world, completely destabilizing society. They're everywhere. I mean, I meet these people all the time. Now I know, the behavior, the patterns, and what they do. Like, when you first meet them, forget it, man. I can spot them like right away now. And it's sad, and it's something we have to deal with. And I felt I was an aware person. I thought, yeah, I was aware, I was cognizant, I was emotionally mature. But no, I was like a fucking child. I was a 40-year-old man. Well, I woke up when I was about 40. I'm 44 now, so it's been 4 years of being awake to all this. But yeah, man, I was completely unaware of a lifetime of abuse that fully was affecting me. And what's interesting now is, so I'm 4 years on of awakening to this, and I chose to let the narcs back in my life, and I went even deeper, and my wife and I chose, with our eldest daughter, to move and onto the property where the narc lives with the enabler father, who's pretty much a narc himself. Unknowingly, man, we didn't know any of this stuff, moving onto their property. But I am so thankful that we did. And a lot of people, because I tell the story, and they're like, man, you got to get out of there, you got to run. That's the worst situation. And yeah, it's bad. But like, if we didn't do that, I would still be living in the same area as them, and I wouldn't have woken up to the narcissism. It took me going into the cave of the monster narcs and being there and being pushed to the edge. Like, she pushed me so fucking far that it got to the point where, we could not ignore the fact that this person has some serious problems. like something is wrong with this person. And it pushed us to the point, because now I'm completely sober, and my wife, like, yeah, she might drink wine like once in a while, but like she's sober too. And when you're sober and you're not running from emotion and problems, you have to look at everything, you have to feel everything, you have to acknowledge everything, and you can't help but really look at, wow, this person is behaving oddly, this is an odd thing. And so that's what ultimately was intriguing, was the personality disorders and what I was thinking, because I was more empathetic towards the narcissist, of like, something's wrong with them and we need to approach this and from a caring, loving point of view, because that's what we are. We're empathetic, loving people, and I care for other people, but obviously that doesn't work with the narcissist. You can't be empathetic because they just use it against you, and that's exactly what happened. But if we hadn't have made that decision, I wouldn't have known, I wouldn't have woken up, and I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be able to articulate this to you. And so I'm eternally grateful for that experience that I have, and the experience that I'm continually having, because now we're learning. This is an experiment for us, and we're really being observant, and we're really practicing emotional disconnection from this person. And we're learning all about how to guard our children from them, how to guard ourselves, this whole monster method that we figured out. And, it's incredibly empowering, and it's empowering to share this, because this is real time. This is literally like day by day, I'm documenting this and sharing it with you. So currently, we're visiting my wife's family on the other side of the country. We're on the East Coast. I live on the West Coast. We're across the country, man, and there's zero emotional connection to the narc. I mean, I'm 100% no contact, and I'm no contact with the right mindset. And this is what's really interesting, is this is my second no contact where I'm fully cognizant and aware of the narc and all their manipulations. And previously, before we left, we did our new technique of like giving them all the crap, feeding the monster enough to where they would stop focusing on us. And now they're fully embroiled in this other drama with these other unrelated people that they're fully enmeshed in, and that's their big supply, because we're gone. And so it was a smooth transition out, and we're able to leave, and everything's all good. And now I have 5 weeks of no contact, and my plan is to really spend quality time with my family, connect with my wife and my kids and her whole family. She has a big family, a bunch of sisters and cousins and nephews and nieces and all that, and connect with her parents. But then also really be introspective about all the experiences, because now I'm not psychically in the narcissist space, because the narcissist, all their energy is projected outward, and when you're in proximity to them, even though you're disconnected, you're still feeling them. And we live in close proximity, and the narc is like adamant. It was really interesting. There's my flying monkey aunt she's like, oh, she's so spiritual. She's a Sufi priestess. Her name is I won't say her name. She changed her name to like a spiritual name, so she's like a New York lady, and she's so spiritual. She's become a Sufi priestess, whatever. I mean, whatever you want to believe, that's fine with me. But she's like so much better than everyone, and man, she's like such a it's like the puppet strings with the narc. It's hilarious. Every time she comes over, the narc just gets her all whipped up, and she sends the flying monkey, my aunt, over, to try to come at me with some bullshit. And I'm always just like, fuck off, man, whatever. But my flying monkey aunt tells the narc, is like, hey, you need to own your space that you're in. Because I told the narc, like, if you can't be polite, like, I don't want to communicate with you. It's like, we just got to have mutual respect, or there's no communication. And she just can't do that. So my aunt tells her, you need to announce your presence wherever you go. So now the narc comes out and does these like weird, she sings and whistles, and is always very animated and loud and vocal. And she's trying to, you know, obviously it's like kind of get under my skin, or under our skin, because she does just strange stuff. And the melodies that she sings and whistles are these like demonic melodies, man. Like, I'm a musician, and like I hear what she's stuff like that, and I'm just like, where is she getting these tunes? What's the inspiration behind these tunes that she has? So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's really bizarre. One viewer left a comment, and he was like, dude, can you record these melodies for me? I'm dying to hear what they sound like. I'm like, man, I don't know. Maybe I could try. But it's just more projecting outward. They're just trying to project the energy, and we're in that, you know... That was a train. You're in their energy field, and so it's psychic energy that they project, and then also, you know, whatever physical and sound they can throw your way. So now that we're completely out of that, I'm in this new no contact zone, and like I'm loving it, man, because I'm fully empowered, and I'm really able to put in a ton of work. And so the goal right now is I have to do some licensing renewal for my forestry business. I'm taking care of that, connecting with the family. We're cruising all around. We're going to these really epic spots here in the Hudson Valley, and spending a lot of time doing that, cooking a ton of food. I'm working on the Thriving in the Modern Age website. So I've decided to offer life coaching services, but like not cringy life coach stuff. It's more like I was thinking for myself. I always think back to what would help me when I needed it, because a lot of these life coaches are like so screwed up themselves. Like, I don't trust them for a second, and I don't really trust what they have to say, and it's always super cringe, and they really, like, their offerings are super weak. And I was thinking about it, and I've been coaching a friend of mine for the last year, and we're around the same age, and man, he is a hot mess. Let me tell you, man, yeah, he is hilarious. But we have worked together, and really, like, what I've done for him is he gets so spun, and he just can't make a clear decision. And he just is like, it's all emotional and reactional, and he's a really kind person, and he's always like reacting from like kindness and love, but he gets, you know, he gets thrown off really easily. But really I'm just like a clear-headed person in his life. I don't want anything from him, and I can just see clearly for him, and then just give him advice, and I tell him like what I would do. And then it's just some accountability. You know, he can just get some clear advice, and then we just check in. You know, he just calls me, I call him, and it's like, hey, you know, like, what's going on? And it's like nice to have some accountability to somebody, and that's really helped him. He has gone from being homeless, living in his car, to now he got a CDL in like 6 weeks. He went to the CDL school. Got that, and now he's making like $4,000 a month. And since he leveled up, like, because he had no money before, and I was telling him, man, like, you have to invest in yourself and level yourself up, and then you will start attracting people who are on a higher level, because he was just attracting all these like just total bums and losers and like vampire women, and because he was like on that level himself. And I was like, dude, invest in yourself, level it up, and you're going to have a whole new level of people. And now he's with all these like business owners, and like he's got this yoga chick that, you know, runs a studio that's all hot to trot on him. And I'm like, dude, this is it, because you invested in yourself. And he went to CDL school, and he's making better money, and he's not just available all the time. He works 5 days a week, and you can call him, and like, he's not picking up. You know what I mean? He's busy working. So, you know, women want to see that in a guy, that you have something going on for yourself. You're not just available 24/7 and like, you're busy, I can't take your call, I'll call you when I can. And so it's been cool. So I think offering life coaching is good, because just because there's a bunch of shitty life coaches out there doesn't mean you shouldn't want to help people. And I can help people. So I'm working on the life coaching part of the website, and then I'm making a series of video courses. And I'm actually really excited about these, because they're exactly the tools that I use to basically become my own problem solver. And narcissistic abuse is a problem that we're all experiencing, but I'm overcoming and figuring out my problems and emotional issues related to narcissistic abuse, and I'm moving forward from that. But you know what? I encounter problems every day, man. Like, problems just come up no matter what. It's health, it's spiritual, it's financial, it's whatever. And so what I realized was, I want to teach people how to become problem solvers. How do you teach the skill of problem solving? And then I realized that problems, they're just personal transformations. And so then I realized, okay, I want to teach the skill of how to become your own facilitator of personal transformations throughout your life. You're solving problems, and every time you solve that problem, you transform a little bit into a better version of yourself. And so I'm building these 4 courses out that will just teach you how to become a problem solver and execute your own personal transformation process. And it's exactly what I did, and it works now. Like, I'm learning to play the pedal steel guitar, and I'm building a pedal steel guitar. So I'm applying aspects of my courses and my system. It's all systems based. It's I shouldn't say it's all systems based, but it's systems based in a linear sense, but then there's also a non-linear aspect of it as well. I'll explain more of it, but further down the road. But anyway, that's what I'm working on while I'm here, and it's a great opportunity to have no contact from the demon Narc and really get some work done and spend some quality time with the family. So, end of the day, ultimate revenge is no contact, but put the work in and start building up, man. And you can really do that. And so, do the no contact, let these people go, forget about them, and ultimately look within and start building up. And just let go of the hate, man. Like, forget the hate. And because the narcissist just plants that seed of hate in you, and you'll be hateful and resentful for the rest of your life. That's the reality. And I know a lot of people that live in that hate. They're just resentful and hateful. And it kills them, man. That will kill you. So let it go, move on, look within, and just start building it up. And you can do it. And there's tools out there. And when I get the courses and the life coaching going, if you want to work with me, I'll gladly show you what I know. And but it's totally within your grasp. I did it. You can do it. Other people have done it. It's completely possible. We're all capable of doing this ourselves. So, ultimate revenge on the narcissist. Anyway, beautiful view. I love it out here. Anyway, I appreciate your time. Thank you.